The Other Side Media Group and 91X now present The Other Side Radio Show, a program about people who make a difference from all walks of life in Quinte and beyond. And now here are your hosts, Jeremy and Joshua Davis.
Hi, I'm Canadian singer-songwriter Eugene Deline, and this is The Other Side Live with Jeremy and Joshua Davis at the Country Inn and Suites by Radisson.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to another great episode of The Other Side Live with Joshua and Jeremy Davis and our very special guest, Renaissance man Eugene Deline. It's great to have you here in the house today, Eugene. And I can first start out by asking you, can you tell us how your musical journey began for the listeners who may not know?
Well, it actually started when I was 11 years old. My brother Frank, who is 2 years older than I am, taught me a few chords on the guitar, and I kind of took it from there, and I've been playing ever since.
Now, is it something that you envisioned yourself wanting to do when you were growing up or not?
Well, the main part of it actually started when I began writing songs, and I've been writing songs ever since. That's the part of music that I enjoy the most.
Now, what defines a good singer-songwriter in your opinion, and what changes over time have you seen in your writing career?
Well, I think that a musician has to keep reinventing themselves. And, I think you got to try to keep it simple, not get too complicated. I think that's one of the main things. And, you have to change, you have to improve, you have to change with time.
Now, you were mentioning before we went to air today, you have a number of CD projects that you've already recorded and had great success with, including, now your current release is called Confessions to Strangers. And every project that you do, Eugene Deline, you want to make a difference. You want to give back to a cause that is near and dear to your heart. And this project is no different, and it's for the Alzheimer's Society. Can you tell us why? And we'll go from there.
My friend, his father got Alzheimer's, and he had it for a number of years. And that was one of the things that spurred me on to get involved with it. And I think my mother was afflicted with Alzheimer's too. She was born with spinal meningitis, and she had several problems, including mentally.
Now, was your family always supportive of you becoming a singer? I know you said off air your father was a violinist. And that's something that was very intriguing to me, because at the tender age of 8, I always wanted to have a violin. And a couple years ago, Santa gave me that gift after that many years. And so maybe you'll see me rocking and rolling with a violin, and I'll be up on stage with you, Eugene, someday.
Well, I look forward to that time. I hope we can do some rocking and rolling, Joshua. Sounds good to me.
Well, now I'll buy the first tickets for that one. It would be a wonderful show, because you're gifted. You said you've been doing this musical career of yours since the tender year of 1976, thereabouts. We've known you for a long time. You were on one previous episode many, many years ago, and you raised a lot of money and awareness for a cause back then. I believe it was the Cancer Society, if I'm not mistaken. And we applaud you for that. You've been on a few other shows. You're making your debut of this magnificent album here today. Confessions to Strangers. So without further ado, and then we'll get into more talk, but what do you want to delight our audience with musically first, and then we'll go from there on the other side, live here today?
Well, first of all, this is my third campaign for charities. My first, as you stated, was with the Canadian Cancer Society, and then my record producer was also involved with that campaign, as he is with the other two campaigns. The second one was the Heart and Stroke Foundation, which we wrapped up in 2018, and we gave each of those charities $1,000. And I have every reason to believe that we're going. Thank you, Joshua. And we're going to give the Alzheimer's Society the same amount of money. I have no doubt about that.
You know, one thing we'll say just before you get to the live performance is what I was trying to allude to before. You know, everyone wants to make a difference in their own way. That's what this show is about. That's what the Other Side Media Group is about. And for you, Eugene, it's about empowering and giving a hand, putting the human spirit in there. You've done an excellent job. Yes, your producer on this is a good friend of ours, Eric Berger. And he's a well-known Quinte area musician, producer, and great talent. And so you've done it again. I think you've knocked it out of the park with this one. So let's get to the first song, and we'll go from there. Thank you, Eugene, on the Other Side Live today.
Where do we go from here, now that everything's all done? 10 feet tall and bulletproof, it used to be so much fun. We're not kids anymore, and that's so plain to see. We're not invisible. Not invisible. I don't pretend to have answers, more likely lots of questions, spreading wildly like a cancer. We're not invisible. We're not invisible. What are we gonna do now that yesterday's all gone? We both know what we've been through, but now it's time to move on. We're not kids anymore, and that's so plain to see. We're not invisible. Not invisible. I don't pretend to have likely lots of questions, spreading wildly like a cancer. We're not invisible. We're not invisible. We're not kids anymore. And that's so plain to see. We're not invisible. We're not invisible. We're not invisible.
That is beautiful, Eugene, and it almost brings you to tears. And it reminds you that we as individuals aren't invisible, and we can do so much more by the power of prayer and just loving one another each and every day. And I just wonder, in your opinion, do you believe that music can soothe the individuals of the Alzheimer's patients or not?
Yes, I believe that it can. I think that music is one of the few things on this planet that we have to share. And music is meant to be shared. That's what it's all about. And I don't know what else I could add to that.
Lift them up and sort of brings them out of despair and makes them happy. I remember when I would talk to my Uncle Roland, my late great Uncle Roland, and I would tell him some inspirational poetry of mine, and it would lift him out of loneliness and sadness, and it would make his day brighter. And he'd always say, "Joshua, you're a regular Edgar Allan Poe." And that just lifted my spirits up, and together we were really solid, our whole family, and I loved them to pieces for that. We all did, and we missed them very much. And I remember all those grand days, and it was just one of a kind. Well, you're going to get me choked up here. You know, I was waiting to get in there, but absolutely. It can provide some healing. There's some scientific research to that as well. And we'll always remember our loved ones, you know, whether they're our family or friends. And that was just beautiful. Now, I just wanted you, if you can quickly, so we can fit as much music as we can here on the Other Side Live, here at Country Inn and Suites by Radisson here today. Can you take us inside the process of songwriting in a bit? Just in your opinion, in your experience, even with this current album, Confessions to Strangers. Eugene?
Well, that's a very difficult question to it's a very difficult question to answer. For me, there's no one way of writing a song, and it's an inside thing, and I think it flows through you.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody can really describe what happens, except that you're a conduit. They say that it's a gift,
Yes.
and I believe that.
Well, absolutely. Whether it's, doing spoken word through this show, printed page with my journalism, or with Josh's poetry and all his writing. Yeah, it just speaks to you. I guess what I was getting at is, how long one composition would have took to make from, paper onto the music sheet and to perform it?
Well, again, that's, something that you can't just give a definitive answer to. Some songs happen very quickly, whereas others do not. I've written some songs in 15 minutes, and other songs, I remember this one conversation, I had the idea for a year. Then when I sat down to write the song, it took me 17 days.
Yes.
Other songs I've just taken, the tape recorder and turned it on and just improvised it.
With my poetry. So I know exactly where you're coming from. We're like twins, Eugene, that way. Now this beautiful new album, Confessions to Strangers, we can't say it enough because it's for the campaign, it's for the Alzheimer's Society, and the money raised will stay locally here. It is at our legendary, the last one left, Sam, the record man in Quinte Mall. They're great people there. And that's one of the places. I'm sure it will be online. It will be at other places as well. Now, what do you want to say to people out there to encourage them to support this campaign and, buy the local music and to enlighten their day and help this cause?
I would like to encourage them to support this cause and purchase the album in order to help out the Alzheimer's Society. I'm just repeating what you said, Jeremy, in case you didn't notice.
Well, that's okay. That never hurts. Now, Eugene, what I want to get to is how did you come up with that interesting title for the album, Confessions to Strangers?
Well, I'll say the same thing to that the guy said about writing a poem. He said, when I wrote this poem, God and I knew what it meant. He said, now only God knows.
Now, one other question before we get to the next song and that. We want to try and squeeze in 2 more cuts if we can. Maybe we'll have to preempt the other shows. Anyway, what is one of your memorable moments of your remarkable career? So far, you've been going since 1976, but you're still such a young man, and I'm sure you have a lot of great road stories, Eugene.
My first song on the radio is something that, you never get used to.
Well, absolutely. Every time we hear ourselves, it's, I guess Josh said, were you shocked to hear it?
I was very shocked.
Yes. Now we're going to get to another amazing song. So take it away, Eugene. And then we'll be back with a little more talk and more music.
I know you're hurting for love, yeah. But have I ever told you how much I really love you? Everybody's looking for someone to love. I'm just looking to love someone like you. Love is hard and it's risky when you've been burning before, yeah. They always tell you how much they really love you. Everybody's looking for someone to love. I'm just looking to love someone like you. Willing to bet that since the world began, everyone's been searching for love. It's the one thing we don't get enough. I know you're out there somewhere. I know you're hurting for love, yeah. But have I ever told you how much I really love you? Everybody's looking for someone to love. I'm just looking to love someone like you. willing to bet that since the world began, everyone was searching for love. 'Cause it's the one thing we don't get enough. Love is hard and it's risky when you've been burning before, yeah. You know they always tell you how much they really love you. Everybody's looking for someone to love. I'm just looking to love someone like you. Everybody's looking for someone to love. I'm just looking to love someone like you. Everybody's looking for someone to love. I'm just looking to love someone like you. Everybody's looking for someone to love. I'm just looking to love someone like you.
Now, where can the people see you, Eugene Deline, perform some of your magnificent pieces, of your repertoire?
Well, I'm working on some places to play right now. One of them is going to be Sans Sushi downtown, and another one's going to be at Live is Where It Lives. I'm working on doing a radio and television program with that, and I'm just following what happens.
Well, that's just amazing, and we hope that you will consider being part of one of the Other Side Media Group events coming up, and that would be wonderful. It would be an honor for us. I also do want to say, if people want to know more about your amazing music, can you tell us your social media links where they can get some more of your talented music, maybe on YouTube, and we'll go from there.
Okay, YouTube is one of the spots where you can hear it. Also on Bandcamp, and as you mentioned earlier, Sam the Record Man's. And I'm working on some other venues where you can purchase the CD.
Now, Eugene, I wanted to ask you, who would you like to perform with if you got the chance to? If you got the chance to go to Nashville or the big time, the Ryman Auditorium, who would you like to perform with? Maybe your lovely girlfriend over here.
Believe it or not, I would really like to perform with my producer's band, Benwood Rocker, right somewhere around here. What do you think of that, Eric?
That's cool. Well, we've seen Bentwood, and you would be a welcome addition. Now, we want to have you back real soon. The half hour goes too short, and we want to do some expanded versions. But you want to play us another great hit? And please go out and look for Confessions to Strangers, your latest all-new release. This has been an exclusive on The Other Side live at the Country Inn and Suites by Radisson. Thank you very much to the staff. And so play us out, and we will see you next week. God bless.
Standing by the 49, I'm trying to get a ride. Prospects don't look too good, and there's nowhere to hide. Right now it's just pouring rain. I wish it would go away. Don't even know the time. I know it must be day. Oh no, it ain't that bad yet. Or is it true? I wonder what I'm gonna do. yonder comes a big old bus. It looks like we're getting sun. Hey, now he's slowing down. Is my waiting time done? 'Cause now I'm going home, yeah, I'm feeling free. I welcome back reality. Cause now I'm going home, yeah, I'm feeling free. I welcome back reality. I know I'm going home. I know I'm going home, yeah. I know I'm going home. I know I'm going home, yeah. I know I'm going home. I know I'm going home, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, 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 yeah, yeah, oh yeah. I know I'm going home, yeah.
Super, Eugene. You blew it out of the park. For now, this is Joshua Davis. I'm Jeremy Davis, and we will see you next week. We can't wait to have you back. Bye for now. God bless.
The Other Side Radio Show is a production of the Other Side Media Group in association with 91X. Copyright 2020, all rights reserved. Connect on Facebook at The Other Side Media Group, Instagram at Jeremy Tyler Davis, or on YouTube at Jeremy T. Davis, Belleville, Ontario for on-demand episodes and more. Tune in next time for another great episode of The Other Side Radio Show.